Welcome to Manny's Power Hour, guys. Glad to have you guys with me. I got a special guest in the building. I'll let you introduce yourself. I know you, but I'll let you introduce yourself to everybody else.
All right. Hey guys. I'm Kamal. Been playing video games with Manny for, gosh, it's been 3 years now. Ain't it?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Yeah. One of the people I consider to be one of my older brothers. But yeah. That's me. I'm 22, and I'm trying to finish everything to officially be called a graduate at Eastern Michigan. Thanks, Corona. But that's me.
So come on, I named this. I named this. Can we fly with eagles? You think that's a? Can we fly with the eagles? You think that's an
Oh yeah,
appropriate
that's
title?
straight. Yeah, that's straight. Yeah, that's straight. You know,
I think that'll fit.
one
Uh,
one eagle to another. Yeah.
yeah, one eagle to another. So all of my interviews are basically just about you. You can talk as little or as much as you want. It's not really about me. So
I never shut up. So.
yeah. so I normally start and I start the same way with everybody, just talking about their gaming history. So what was the first video game console you had?
First console I had.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the original Xbox. It's actually really funny how I ended up getting the original Xbox. I don't know if I've told you the story before, so I mean it's perfect. But back when I was younger, I went to, like, my mom and I were going to, like, some get together with, like, people with our church, and we were doing and so, like, the adults were doing their own thing, the kids were doing their own thing, and like we were playing on a GameCube, right? Now I was I was like 7 at the time, didn't know anything about gaming, so I saw the GameCube. I'm like, okay, it's a box, so I want an Xbox. So, like, whole time I ended up getting what I wanted. I was disappointed because even though I got exactly what I asked for, because I didn't know that I
Yeah.
really wanted the GameCube, but I got an Xbox because that's what I asked for.
Listen,
So
you
go
get
ahead.
you get what you asked for. You can't
Yeah, I
be
got what
mad.
I asked for, so I can't complain. But years later, I'm like, I can't believe that I got what I wanted, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. I just didn't know what wanted. I couldn't articulate it.
Okay, so you started off with the original Xbox. Um,
Yes.
any memorable games from the original Xbox?
Well, the first game that I played, first game I played was NBA 2K5 with Ben Wallace on the cover.
Mm, classic, classic.
Back when 2K was actually a good game.
Classic, classic.
I mean,
Yeah,
you know how it's all. But
I know how it is now.
I I actually I have an interesting story about that game.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you tell
I
it.
fractured my foot playing NBA 2K5
And how
when
did
I
you
was
do
7 years
that?
old. So, when you're a little kid, you turn up the sliders, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all did it. I'm not ashamed of myself to say that I did too. We all did it. So I was and I had really just started getting into sports. So
Mm-hmm.
I was a Pistons fan, of course, because they had won the championship on my 6th birthday. And that's really what got me into sports and basketball. And so that was the first that 2K5 was the first basketball game that I had gotten.
Yeah.
And so I was doing franchise mode. I was doing 12-minute quarters, and I turned all the sliders up for me, and I turned all the sliders down for the CPU. Because I just want to see what I could do, right? Got
Right.
Ben Wallace hitting corner threes and whatnot.
Feeling good
And
about yourself.
all that good jazz. So at one point it was like 498 to 68 in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And which actually, when I think about it, the fact that the CPU was still able to put up 68 points with zero on everything is crazy. But but I mean, I really wasn't thinking about that too much. Anyway, it was 498 to like 68, and then I dunked the ball. I put up 500 points. So I paused the game. I celebrate like a little 7-year-old would, start jumping up and down, and I twist my ankle, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like a 7-year-old, when you get hurt, especially as a boy, you don't want to tell nobody that you hurt, so you just kind of try to walk it off, right? Tried to walk it off for like 2 weeks, and then my mom noticed I had a limp, so we went to the doctor. They said I fractured my foot. I fractured my foot by playing 2K.
No, your pride fractured your foot.
Yeah, exactly.
Your pride fractured your foot. We gotta keep it. We gotta keep it being there. Your pride did that.
Yeah, for legal purposes, I guess we do. But I wouldn't cheat there. It happened so long ago.
So that's a good story and a good segue. So, any other games on Xbox that are memorable?
Man, memorable, yeah, of course. Back when 2K was making good baseball games too, and back when 2K was making all of their games, and they were all good ones. I mean, yeah. I had MLB 2K5, 2K6. We had, what was that? NFL 2K. You got NBA Live. Back then I was more of a live kid, even though 2K5 was my first game.
Everybody
I was a live kid.
Everybody was. Don't let me lie to you.
Yeah. The bigs. Well, actually, no, the bigs, that was 360 at that point. The bigs was 360. But I used to play a lot like the MVP baseballs, the college baseball game. What was it? NCAA 06 baseball.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually really funny. I still own my Xbox, but it doesn't work anymore because like the disc tray got stuck.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the game that's in there is NCAA 06 baseball or MVP baseball 05.
Okay. So definitely, and I know you're a baseball fan, but it's definitely good to.
Yeah, baseball. As you know, everyone else doesn't really know that, but baseball, despite basketball being my first true love with sports, baseball is definitely my true love now.
So, after Xbox, what console did you go to next?
The 360. In fact, I can show it to you. It's right up here. Still sitting there.
Still got it.
Well, that's the second Xbox 360 I got. The Red Ring did in the first.
Yeah, nobody escaped the Red Ring unscathed.
No one escaped the Red Ring. I tried to escape it a couple times. They had those things that they said they wanted you to put a damp towel on it.
Mm-hmm.
I tried it. That actually did work.
I never
for
did
like
that.
A couple days. It will work for a couple days, and you get the Red Ring again. Then you do it again, and it work again for a couple days, and then your system would just say, "Nope, I'm not even turning on no more." So that's when I got that one.
Okay. So, sticking with 360. Actually, I asked this question before I dive into sort of the same type of question. What do you feel like is the video game that made you fall in love with video gaming or just playing video gaming as a hobby?
Ooh.
It's tough.
Well, as like I've this, but your viewers don't.
Mm-hmm.
I only play sports games, really. So for me, man, that's a good question because most other people were probably saying COD or GTA or all of that. I didn't start playing GTA until I got to high school. So, golly, what I would say, That's a real tough one.
We
Cause
could come back to it if you don't got an answer. I'll let you think on it.
so I don't think that there's one specific game. It was just the fact that that was how me and my dad bonded back in the day.
Okay.
Um, like back in the day, he would beat me down in Madden 06.
But that's
And over like he would beat me down in Madden 06, and he was all right at like the 2Ks.
mm-hmm.
But after a while, yeah, by Madden 08, Madden 09, he couldn't mess with me. So I mean, it was really, I think, honestly, I think because, excuse me, because I'm an only child with my mom, but I'm not with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that it was just the competitive nature that my dad's side of the family has, and that was really bonding, brother.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's fair. I mean, it doesn't have to be a specific video game. Everybody kind of has that thing that made them fall into that connection with gaming. So I'll ask, any memorable games on 360?
Well, of course.
Oh.
I mean, we got the golden age of 2Ks, 2K11 through 2K14, the golden ages.
Well, it's 2K9 starts the golden age for me, but
I respect that. Yeah, I didn't really but I didn't really play 2K9 as much. Like I played with my brother, but I was still on the live train at that point.
Okay, yeah. 2K9 is kind of the.
But yeah, 2K9 was good. But yeah, for me, I'd say that the golden age of 2K was 11 through 14. NCAA, all of them, goated. I'm happy that they're about to come back with that eventually. Because I mean, you remember.
We'll get into that a little. I got some questions about that a little later, but
yeah, we'll get into that. But you remember, what was that, a year ago? You, me, and a couple of my friends from Eastern, we're doing an online dynasty. So I mean, like that doesn't tell you that game was goated. We were doing that in, what was that, 2019?
Yeah, very much so goated.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the games I would say. Could maybe throw in you could throw in GTA 5, but GTA 5 is still technically like an active game, so I'm thinking more throwbacks.
Okay.
Yeah. NCAA basketball too, but those were fun.
Those were fun. So, after 360, I know where you moved to, but I'll let you tell everybody else. What console did you move to after 360?
After 360, I continued on the lineage, went to the Xbox One, but I also ended up getting a PlayStation a year later.
Okay. So this kind of leads into, and I'll let you tell the story of how we met. So I'll let you tell that story of how we met, and then I'll fill in any gaps I may feel are there.
Yeah. So going back to the 360 days, there were some guys I grew up with playing 2K with. We play 2K. We play Madden, NCAA, GTA, Minecraft. Yeah, I play a little bit of Minecraft too, and and so I mean, we all end up getting the Xbox One, and then most of us went to college, and so when we went to college, we actually we didn't play as much together because you go to college, you make new friends, you're actually out and doing stuff sometimes. But by sophomore year, I realized I'm chilling. So
yeah.
I was playing 2K with one of my friends that I'd grown up with, John, and so I'm pretty sure, I don't exactly know how you met John, but I remember we played 2K together through John, and that's how we became boys.
Yeah. So I want to say I met John because that was a time when I think that was my, I want to say like senior year of college.
When you met John?
Yeah, 2K18. No, that wasn't my senior year of college. I
No,
was
that
already
wasn't
in law
senior
school.
year because I was
already in
2K.
law school. Yeah, I was already in law school.
Right.
No, so I think I was just in the rec, just played a walk on game with him.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, he hit me up and sent me a message to play again. And normally, I had ignored messages at the time, but as fate has it, I did not do at that time.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think that's what really sparked us together. And then we started playing on that pro-am team together. And then it kind of, went from, I don't think we played with them per se anymore.
No, we really did stop playing with them. We started playing with Philo and them.
Yeah.
Now,
we also met on the walk on, I think.
Now the crazy is, I met Philo the same way you met John.
Oh yeah, just on the walk on. Yep.
I was playing in the rec. It was me, Philo, and John Mental. And two.
That's he who shall not be named. We don't say his name on this show. But yes,
he goes like, so that's okay. But yeah, well you can censor that if you need to. But yeah, so I was just doing my own thing that day, and yeah, so then Thilo and Voldemort both hit me up and said, invited me to a party. Hey, you're a decent center. We need a center for our pro-am team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so, that's how that started. And then they were like, we need more people. And I only run with you a couple times. I was like, why not? And that's really how the band started.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right, yeah.
Because it's really crazy to think about how video games make friends. Because, if I wasn't in that rec game and you weren't in that park game with John,
none of this would have happened. The whole friend that we have
none of this would happen.
Right.
And we all talk every day. It's crazy,
Yeah, it is. Because our whole friend group wouldn't be together. It is crazy to see how that progressed. So talk about some of the games that you played on Xbox One that you feel have reached that top status for you.
Games on Xbox One. I mean, I played all the sports games. Do any of them have
good?
Do any of them have top status? I don't know. Now, is that the Xbox One's fault? No.
Right,
but
right.
You know how that goes. Madden.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Madden has been deteriorating since Calvin Johnson was on the cover, and that has nothing to do with the Lions. It has to do with the laziness of Madden.
I'm sick that the back-to-back Lion covers led to the downfall of Madden. By the way.
Right. Yeah. Lions legends led to the downfall of Madden. Who knew? It's not their fault. Yeah, NCAA stopped right before the next gen consoles. Xbox didn't have a baseball game, which actually leads into how I got a PlayStation.
Yeah. So you can talk about that too. Why you got the PlayStation as well.
So I got a PlayStation, which is also right here. Got my PlayStation sitting here. Got the Xbox sitting here, and then we'll talk about the white one in a minute.
Yeah, console up.
But yeah, we've talked about, I've always been a big baseball fan, and Xbox didn't have a baseball game. Gosh, I didn't even realize this was right here. I was tired of having to play baseball on this.
Yeah.
I mean, this was before its time. We'll get into that in a minute. But oh yeah, I was tired of having to play baseball on a handheld, and it wasn't until college that I realized that how much I was missing out. My roommate of freshman and sophomore year, he had a PS4, and he also happened to be a black man that enjoys baseball, so he would buy the baseball video games. And so there were just times where like I'd ask him, "Hey, do you mind if I play the show while you're out?" Because you know how freshmen and sophomore boys are. Right. They're always going out doing stuff, whatever. Well, I've always been a homebody, so I was pretty much cool being in the dorm a lot of the time.
Right.
So whenever he'd be out, I'd ask him, if I could play. Eventually, he told me, you don't have to ask. I know you're not going to do anything. I mean, because we have been boys before we were roommates, so he trusted me anyway.
Okay.
So, so he was like, you don't have to ask if I'm not in the dorm and my system isn't on, like, because sometimes people will be playing their game and they'll leave the system on because they want to save something. So he's like, if my system's not on, or like I'm in a spot, I don't look like I'm in a spot where it needs to be, where like I'm trying to save it, you have free reign. So I was like, all right, bet. So I started playing MLB. This was MLB The Show 16. I started an online franchise, and I enjoyed it. It was very time consuming, but I mean, I enjoyed it. So, whenever he'd be gone for like 3 hours at 9 at night, I'd knock out a couple franchise games because I wanted to try to get to the end of the year before our freshman year ended. Mm-hmm. Newsflash, I didn't get there because, I mean, man, that's a lot. But it was really fun. So, and then we were roommates again the next year. So, for the most part, if he wasn't there and I was chilling, same thing, but now on 17 because they got in the new one. So at that point,
right,
I asked for a PlayStation for Christmas, and I got one. So then I bought 17 for myself to play then, and I had pre-ordered 18. And so, I mean, I've been steady playing on PlayStation 4 for the past 4 years, just literally exclusively to play baseball. Eventually, I ended up buying, I buy one of the 2Ks late in the year just because I have a whole bunch of friends on PlayStation now, and they'll be like, hey, you want to play PlayStation? You want to play 2K? All right, yeah, we'll run 2K. I'll beat them down real quick, and then But for the most part, like, if my PlayStation is on and it says I'm online, you can assume I'm playing MLB The Show. It would, and like, I know, like, we talked the other day about how like, when it comes to bets, you're pretty conservative. That's a bet that I would expect you to take.
Yeah, that's a bet that I could take.
Yeah, that's a bet that you probably could take.
That I'd be assured to win. Yeah. That's a bet that I would 100% take. So, kind of crossing into that, I know you have next gen.
Yeah.
So, kind of tell the people what next gen console you got and why you chose to get that console as opposed to the other.
Okay, so I got the Xbox Series S. I've told Manny this many times. He likes to mock me about it. But I literally got the Xbox Series S because I told myself I was getting the first console I could find, and that was it. So he was trying to say that I was going to go Xbox all along because we had discussed it beforehand. But look, now of our group, I'm the only one with a next gen console because I said I'll get the first one I can find.
Hey, mine's on the way.
It's in Texas. We'll see about that.
It shipped out today, I think. I called. I had to verify to see if it had moved, if we had any progress. And as far as I know, it kind of we got some traction. I don't know when I'm gonna get it, but my PS5 is on the way.
Okay, your PS5 is on the way. By the time you have it, I will have had my next gen console for 4 months.
Hey, listen, you ain't gotta flex on me like that. I don't appreciate it.
Just because I said I'll go with the one that I can find. I mean,
Yeah.
If I were smart though, I probably should have pre-ordered both consoles because I had the money at the time, and I still do. But
yeah, because
I didn't think it was gonna be this bad though.
The Midwest game.
By this bad, I'm talking about sales, being able to find the consoles.
Yeah, and I got a whole list of topics, and that's the first topic I wanted to start on after we talked about your next gen experience. So let's talk about that. What do you think about how difficult it's been to find consoles? And PlayStation 5 has been extremely hard, but even everything that I've read, even Xbox, just getting an Xbox Series X or S has been out of control.
Oh yeah, it was. It took me a couple days to when I had told myself that I was just gonna go for whatever I could find.
Yeah.
It still took me a week to get one, to find one and actually put it in my cart and buy it. It still took a week. So
right.
It wasn't oh well, let me see what I can find. Bam, and got it the next day. It still took me a week to find it and a week to ship. So, I think that I want to give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt due to the pandemic, but at the same time, y'all know it's a pandemic, and people ain't got nothing better to do. Yeah. So it could have been better.
But do you think it's just that? A part of the reason that I throw out there, and it kind of makes it a deeper conversation, is scalpers.
That plays into it's a pandemic. They got nothing better to do.
I'm not, but this is the thing. I'm willing to stall Sony and Xbox out a little bit, but I'm not stalling the scalpers out. It's just it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll give the companies a little bit of leeway because once again, it's a pandemic. They don't have as many man hours in warehouses and putting things together. But the fact that none of these sites or whatever have the reCAPTCHA.
Yeah.
Is an issue. I mean, I know, and I'm not gonna I know someone who scalps, and I'm not going to write them out, obviously, but I mean, they said that they made around $10,000 off of PlayStations and Xboxes.
I mean,
they literally made their own profit stream off of that, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's feeding off the hype, and you're not really the middleman. You taking the middleman out of it, and for everybody who wanted it. And when I finally got mine, I was just I haven't got it yet.
Right, but even being able to purchase it. Right, even being able to say that you purchased it and it's on the way is solace.
Right, because I had been trying for so long, and
I know.
Hopefully you do get a PlayStation sometime in the future, so we can reunite.
I will.
We can reunite the gang on 2K22 because 2K21 next gen is trash.
2K21, honestly, 2K21's next gen isn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
They just haven't put any energy into patching things because they're well, people don't have the next gen, so why do we need to patch it? Type.
Yeah. 2K logic.
Yep, that's definitely 2K logic.
Yeah, so also another thing that I want to talk about, because you kind of bring a different perspective than some of my other guests. Some of my other guests are kind of around the same age. Not saying you're not around the same age as me, but
I'm a little younger than you, though.
Yeah. Older, yeah. None of them are younger than you. So the question that I normally ask is, do they think the gaming has gotten more toxic So I'm interested to hear your perspective on whether you think gaming has gotten more toxic.
Um, the short answer is yes, but for me, it's
Mm-hmm.
not as it's not as easy for me to say something like that because, like I said, I don't play COD. I don't
Right, right.
play. Yeah, I don't play COD. I don't play Duty. I don't play shooters really. So like, I can't really say that growing up for me it was toxic.
Yeah, yeah.
The 2K community didn't become toxic until my player became the cash grab that it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So for me, growing up, video games weren't toxic, like at all.
Mm-hmm.
The first experience that I had of toxic video gaming was playing GTA and random people just blowing your stuff up just because.
All right, but that's a part of GTA culture.
Yeah, and I understand that,
That's what we do.
but because GTA was my first, like, and people don't even consider GTA a shooter, but like it is
Yeah, for
to a
sure.
degree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, yeah, GTA was the first game that I had that was a shooter. And like I said, it's not even a shooter in the basic sense. It's its whole GTA is it's a whole
Mm-hmm.
other thing. It's a whole separate entity.
Yeah,
But that was the first instance that I had of toxic gaming.
yeah, yeah.
And for me, that was what was that? Because like I said, I didn't play GTA 4. I started on GTA 5. So what would that be? 2014, 2013, 2014?
Yeah, 13 or 14. That's
Like
before
I
we
started
kind of got into that 15, 16. My part kind of going crazy.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, what was it? 2013, 2014, I was 16. Yeah, so it was 2014 because my mom let me get GTA at 16 and the person at GameStop was like, "Are you sure?" And my mom was like, "Yeah, I trust him." So yeah, so I was 16 the first time that I had experienced toxic gaming. I started gaming at 7. So like I said, because I didn't play COD, I didn't really have the toxicity that most people talk about that they experience with MW2,
Mm-hmm.
MW3.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't play those games, but I definitely say that like gaming has become a lot more toxic because like you just see people do stuff on 2K where they're literally just like they're they're just doing things just to say, "Oh, well, I did this to you, haha."
Trolls.
Yeah, I mean, like trolling is okay, but like,
But it's trolls to the max. Like
yeah,
like trolling has like took on a whole nother life. I would
right,
say.
yeah, it's a different level of it's a different level. Um, GTA is still the same, believe it or not. I mean, because I have friends that still play it. My girlfriend actually,
I still play it. I'm toxic on GTA. So
everyone's toxic on GTA. I mean, it's
I'm
GTA,
toxic on
like,
GTA. But
because
GTA is
yeah,
different.
Patrice,
You don't got people, getting on there cussing you out and you know.
yeah, because Patrice actually got a PlayStation earlier in the no late last year when my homie got his PS5, he sold her his PS4 because she wanted the PS4 just to play GTA.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, like, it's really funny because I feel like GTA just brings out the toxic in people. Cause like when she would play GTA on my Xbox One, when she would come over when I was on campus,
hmm
she'd literally just like, she would stay in the story mode and just run over old ladies just cause.
Well, it's kind
Like
of meant to do that.
huh?
I said it's kind of meant to do that too.
Yeah, but like That's what I'm saying. I feel like GTA brings out the toxic in people.
Mm-hmm.
So like GTA once again is a separate entity, but like 2K, man, people, 2K and Madden, and even more in MLB now because I'll explain that in a minute. It's a whole lot.
I didn't know people. If you telling me people toxic on MLB, I definitely didn't know that.
Okay, so this is more recent because this year MLB added a replay button.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hit a homer, someone can basically pimp you and watch the home run after they hit it.
Okay.
You know how gamers are.
Yeah, they're gonna do it every single time.
That's what I'm saying. Time. So like that, like it's not as toxic as things that are on 2K or on Madden, but like yeah, you hit a home run, someone hits a home run on you, you might have to watch it a couple times.
Right.
But conversely, it's also MLB is also toxic to the point where if you hit a home run, sometimes people will just dashboard so you can't get the home run credit.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I can admit that I've been on both sides of it, but I've been more on the receiving end than the giving end.
We got to be better than that.
Hey man, I can't hit. So when I hit my home runs and people do that to me, it makes me so mad because like my batting average for the whole year in Diamond Dynasty,
mm-hmm.
my batting average was probably 230. At the beginning of the year, I was hitting like 330.
Right.
And then as the year went on, nope.
You gotta come on. We gotta do better than that, though. We can't evolve ours. We can't stoop down to their level.
Well, okay, all right. The only time I would do something like that though is if like I was already getting blown out.
Right.
Like I'm not. If someone hits like if I'm up 7-5 and I give up a grand slam,
mm-hmm.
I gave up that grand slam. Like, but right. if you're winning like 8-0 and you hit a grand slam, yeah, I might pull the plug on you, my dog. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it's only in a blowout scenario.
I won't do it to somebody if it's a close game or anything, because if I feel like I can come back, I won't do it to you.
So,
but in a game where I feel like I'm a dead horse, just keep getting beaten, I might put a plug on
you. So, are you excited for, you didn't get a PlayStation, but the show is finally coming to Xbox, which
yes, it is.
Which was a shock to me, and I think a lot of people. Are you excited for the show to finally be on Xbox, and do you think it'll be cross-gen?
It actually, I know for a fact it will be.
Okay.
So I am more than excited. In fact, that played a role into why I was fine with picking whatever system I could get first.
Okay.
If I knew going in that there wasn't going to be baseball on Xbox, I'd probably be waiting out for a PlayStation like you did.
Mm-hmm.
Like it literally was that simple.
Okay.
Because I have, like I said, I have a lot of friends that are on PlayStation already. And then our friends are on Xbox. The friends I grew up with are on Xbox, but like all my college friends are on PlayStation. So I would have been fine wherever I went because I'd have people.
Yeah.
But like I said, MLB was that important to me where when I found out that it was going to be on Xbox, I just said I'll get whatever console I can find.
Right.
In fact, I think I'm supposed to be able to try out the beta next week.
Oh, I forgot about the beta coming out. Thank you for
reminding me. So I mean, obviously, I won't be able to, I won't be able to post pictures or
right,
do any any telling of anything for like video, but yeah, I think I signed up for the beta on Xbox. I don't know if it was. I don't know if I signed up for the Xbox 360 or I'm sorry, not for the 360. I don't know if I signed up for the one or if I signed up on the Series S.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely something I'm looking forward to. I think that it's gonna be fun because shoot, I'm already I do Madden leagues and I'm already in a group chat for an NCAA league. I'm sorry, for MLB league.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure
I'm
you
already
had
in
a
the
friends league going too. Once it get up and running, then everybody gets situated.
Yeah, I mean, but like like I said, you've been in these Madden leagues with me. A lot of the people, pretty much are the same.
Yeah.
Going forward, because most people move from Xbox to Xbox One to Series simply because they have people. And so, like, and getting into those leagues, when you have people that you're familiar with, it's a lot better than, switching, going to PlayStation and you're trying to find people and you don't know which guys are the quitters and people that'll leave the leagues and people that'll gut their roster just because they didn't have their way.
Right.
Like we had one person leave. We had one person gut the Eagles. And you already know that the Eagles are hard to.
That's
because you've won a championship in a Madden league.
I won a chip in a Madden league with the Eagles, but yes.
I'm saying it's hard after year one.
Right. Very difficult.
So yeah, because you've been the Eagles in a Madden league, and it's only because the real life Eagles screwed them. But like, this dude gutted the Eagles because we wouldn't let him trade for Kyle Juszczyk. The man gutted the Eagles because we wouldn't let him trade for a fullback. And the reason we wouldn't let him trade for a fullback is because he's going to send like a first-round draft pick and a second-round draft pick for a fullback. And I'm like, bro.
No, that's too much.
I'm like, unless you are going to stay in this league until it dies, we can't let that slide.
Yeah.
You're running the team into the ground.
Yeah.
And so then
this couldn't have been a league I joined.
No, this was within this was since the new year.
Okay.
On the next gen console. Yeah. This man gutted the Eagles because we wouldn't let him trade a first round draft pick for Kyle Juszczyk. So we had to, and he changed it because in Madden leagues you can set it so that people can't cut the best players. So what he did was he changed their positions and then cut them.
Wow.
And so it was
the pettiness is on level 10,000. I want you to know
that. But look, that goes back to the toxic thing that we were talking about.
It does. It goes right back to people being toxic.
Like I was in another Madden league. This was before the next gen consoles. I was in another Madden league where a dude cut, like when he changed the guy's position, all of the guys to punter.
Mm-hmm.
And he changed their name to what Steve Kerr named his son.
Mm-hmm.
You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So you don't have to censor it?
Yeah, I see where you're going with it. People are again
like literally just for and it was like the best 7 players. He didn't and he changed their jersey numbers. This guy was the Steelers in that league and he was like undefeated, but like they told him that he couldn't do something that he wanted to do, so he just he cut Juju, he cut I don't even know who else. He cut Juju, James Conner, all the offensive linemen, TJ Watt.
Wow.
But he didn't change their height weight, or college. So that's how we were able to figure out who each person was.
Oh, yeah, man.
And we were able to get them back. But like, if that isn't like the epitome of toxicity, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and that's
that's not even, and that doesn't even have to do with gameplay.
Yeah. That has nothing to do with gameplay. Yeah,
It has nothing to do with gameplay. You know how people be on the games. So like, yeah, right. I think the level of toxicity has definitely increased.
Yeah, I also want to talk about what you think the influence of, because like you said, you really only play sports games. So I like to delve into the topics of this in your realm. You know what I'm saying? So
you said what?
I like to delve into topics that's in like whoever I'm interviewing's realm of games. Yeah. So how do you think 2K YouTubers have affected the game? Is it positive? Is it negative?
That's a good question. I think it's both.
Both.
Yeah, I think it's positive and negative. Some YouTubers, like for example, I watched King of the Fourth Quarter.
I love him. I love his work.
Yeah. Man, I look out for his videos every day. Mm-hmm. Just because he loves basketball and knows basketball, and I love what he does. Because those are the type of videos that like I like to watch. You know, How can you build a team up to win a championship? In fact, I watch MLB YouTubers do that too.
Yeah.
But lately I've started watching.
I don't think you've seen the Tigers championship yet, have you?
Oh, I've seen the Tigers championship, a couple of them actually. And then in fact, lately I've been watching people do that on Madden and NCAA more recently because with the revamp,
right?
With the revamp mod, people are going back to NCAA a lot. But like what Kenny does, he actually brings awareness to franchise mode / my NBA / the association, whatever you want to call it for 2K. And back in the day, that's where everyone used to be.
Yeah.
Now, everyone's doing my players, and don't get me wrong, I enjoyed my career, but the way that people are, you have your 2K YouTubers, hey, here's this glitch, hey, here's that glitch. Let's break the game like that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, isn't good for the game,
right?
Or like, here's how you can make the demigod, and like that's all fun, and it's cool to like see, hey, this is the best play that I can make, but like I told you, that demigod player is virtually all you see now.
Yeah.
Everyone on next gen is a 6'7" power forward.
Said everybody is a 6'7" power forward.
I mean, I'm not, because that's not what I like to do.
Right.
I make my centers. I made a center that can shoot this year. Still learning my jumper because I haven't got shooting badges. But
come on, with a center that can shoot.
Yeah, my 3-pointers are 80, and I just haven't gotten all my shooting badges yet. But anyway, like, and then you got people, like, the variance is what makes games like that fun. Mm-hmm. But when all you see are, point guards who can literally dribble the air out of the ball and still not be tired, and then everyone else on the court is a 6'7" power forward, it's not fun.
Yeah.
And so, like, but there's so many out there that if you nerf it, the game's gonna die.
Right.
because they waited too long to. They waited too long to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I think, like I said, I think that depending on the YouTuber, they've helped and hurt 2K. Like Chris Smooth, I said Chris Smooth helped. King of the fourth quarter, Kenny, he's helped.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, you have 2K Labs.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, no, come on, stick your chest out. Don't be scared, call them out.
2K Labs, they've helped.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have like, I don't know, you could probably say all the DF gang, probably not so helpful.
Right.
You have this guy who I started following when I was still at Eastern, Jack the Bill.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically 2K's version of Ryan Moody.
We'll get to Madden in a second.
We'll get to Ryan in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to Madden in a second.
He's 2K's version of Ryan Moody,
mm-hmm.
but I don't think he has as big of a following.
Okay.
I think that he could be more helpful.
I'm sub to Jack Bill, so I know who you're talking about, but for those who don't.
But I'm sub to Jack Bill. I think I haven't watched a Jack Bill video in probably about a year, but I think that he could be more helpful than he is, but he's not bad for 2K.
Yeah.
And then anyone who puts out the glitches obviously aren't helping the game.
You know who I say this? You know who I was kind of like a little bit upset with, and then who I was like just realized they were so down for the community that I could never be upset with them? Agent.
Who, Agent?
Yes. Because Agent didn't sell out when he had the opportunity.
Yeah, and that's like I was actually about to say Agent. Yeah, Agent. At one point, you would say that he probably wasn't good for the community, but I'd say looking at it from today's lens, he's more helpful than hurtful.
Yeah, for sure. So let's go ahead and talk about Madden. The game I'm currently playing, I'm not playing it on next gen. So the first question I got is, can you tell me, not since you got a next gen console and you play next gen Madden, what's the difference between the Xbox One version and the next gen version, would you say?
Receivers that aren't fast are actually useful.
Okay.
Actually, the biggest thing is, you know how people on current gen wouldn't use tight ends?
Yeah.
Tight ends are nasty on next gen. Like, tight ends are nasty.
Right.
You got people, like, I'm in this Madden league and I'm the Titans, and I was asking to trade, I was asking dude if he wanted to trade me CJ Mosley. And he said that, like, his target was Jonnu Smith.
Mm-hmm.
On current gen Madden, that would never be a trade offer.
Yeah.
On current gen Madden, oh sure, why not? Yeah, oh, sure. You have Jonnu Smith. Next gen, I told him, nah, bro. You know how tight ends are on next gen.
Okay.
Tight end. If you have a decent tight end, you're pretty good. I mean, shoot, and I made the playoffs back-to-back seasons with the Saints, and you know how their cap situation is.
Right.
Because I was the first season, I had Jared Cook and Jared Cook and Michael Thomas are actually useful in next gen. That's something that you can't say for current gen.
Yeah, Michael Thomas. That's kind of why I don't like playing with the Saints. The gameplay right now that I'm playing with the Dolphins. I know people are shocked, but I'm catching W's, so I don't hear y'all sass in the comment section.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because the Dolphins have speed, and in the current gen version, speed is the end all be all. Next gen, like I said, your attributes actually matter. Not out here using Dan Chisena and it's working all game.
For those who don't know, Dan Chisena is a Vikings wide receiver with 95 speed, but trash stats.
Pretty sure he's like 6'3". Yeah, 6'3", 95 speed. I'm pretty sure he's a 62 overall on Madden. For people, yeah, like you said, for people who don't know, anyone who remembers that white fast dude from Penn State last year, that's him. Yeah. But yeah, you know, Dan Chisena isn't Jesus on Next Gen Madden.
Okay.
Rico Gafford is not Jesus on Next Gen Madden. Now, obviously, there are some people that know how to use Rico Gafford.
Yeah.
I don't, but you know,
yeah, I like the return of that big body receiver. I feel like that's what was missing because, like, if when you go back and you look at Madden, we talk about Madden 07, Madden 08, right? Vincent Jackson on the Bucks was nasty.
Yeah,
like you could throw him a jump ball and he would go up and get it, and it's not necessarily that he would burn you,
right? But he would make the catch.
He would make the catch because he's a dominant possession receiver.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good to hear. But overall, what are your thoughts on Next Gen Madden?
Honestly, I'm one of those people who actually like Next Gen Madden because, and the reason that I say that is because, you know, we've played Madden on current gen. I'm okay. I'm not good. I'm okay. But on the next gen, you can actually like play football. It's a lot more simulation football than current gen. And that's kind of why I'm one of those people that actually do like it. It's a whole bunch of people that hate it, and that's because they were good at the old gen. Okay. It's a different game.
That's what you feel it is. It's not that it's a bad game. It's that people aren't used to the adjustment.
They're not used to the adjustment of speed being everything.
Okay.
If you have a receiver that's good at route running, they'll get open. Cooper Kupp will burn your 94 speed cornerback because he knows how to get open. They actually made it on here where route running actually matters.
Okay.
Michael Thomas and Cooper Kupp are getting open 7 plays out of 10 just because they have the route running skills for that.
Okay. So you would say that it's worth people picking up Next Gen Madden?
Honestly, yes. Now, it's Madden, so take that with a grain of salt.
Responsible for that.
Huh?
I feel the disclaimer. You don't want to be held responsible for that.
Well, no, I mean, like, it's not even a real disclaimer. It's Madden. There's going to be glitches.
Yeah.
But if you really want a simulation football game, Next Gen Madden is closer to that than current Gen Madden is.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You actually have people like I just played a game and I got blown out because I threw way too many interceptions. I lost 45-22. But we're doing a league where you don't have traits to start out with. No one has traits.
Okay.
And like I said, I lost the game because I played poorly. I threw 7 picks. But Derrick Henry had 18 rushes for 86 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And he broke 3 tackles and had 31 yards after contact.
Okay. So like
real
life Derrick Henry. Gotcha.
Yeah, or like AJ Brown had 6 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Corey Davis had 3 catches for 77 yards. And the reason that they didn't have more catches is because when sometimes I threw them the ball, the defender caught the ball better than he did. Now, like I said, it's still animation based, but yeah, Madden. Like I said, it's Madden. It's still gonna be animation based, but like, it's better.
Yeah. Okay. So the next topic is kind of just like a general topic that I asked, and you kind of touched on it a little bit in like when we started. But I kind of always want to know Do you feel like it's become harder to